Hello and welcome to Hyperdog Digital. Today we're going to take a look at a series of cases here from Seidio, and these are for the Samsung Galaxy S8 Plus. They did send us 5 different cases here to take a look at. We have the Optic, the Surface with kickstand, the Dielect with kickstand, the Surface with kickstand and holster, and the Dielect with kickstand and holster. So what we're going to do here is we'll take a look at the Optic, and then of course we'll take a look at the Surface and the Dielect with kickstand and holster. And since these guys are the same thing as these over here, but without the holster, we'll just kill 2 birds with 1 stone on those. But we'll take a look at all of them and give you our review. First up, we have the Optic, and this is probably going to be the minimal protection type case. And boy, opening it up really easy. There's just a little magnetic strip on the back of the case there, and you open that up and the case just literally fell right out. Gotta like easy packaging. So here's the case right here. You can see it's just a soft rubber, very thin, not a whole lot to it, single layer. So let's go ahead and put this on here. Fits very well, doesn't push up my screen protector. Now, all the openings on the bottom are lined up properly, and seems to give a decent amount of space. Not a lot of space down here for the headphone jack, but that's about normal for most anyways. Clear back here so you can see the Samsung and everything on the back if that's your sort of thing. And of course the fingerprint reader works just fine. Plenty of space for the camera and the heart rate sensor. There's a little bit of extra padding on the corners, which is good because that's usually where these things hit when I drop them. And the buttons seem to all work just fine and are lined up properly. So there you go. That is the Seidio Optic. It is a minimal protection, very thin rubber, fits very well, easy to get on and off. If you're looking for minimal bulk and just being able to see the phone itself without blocking it all off with a case, that's definitely a way to go. Next up, we have the Dielect with kickstand, and then we have the Dielect with kickstand and holster. We'll just go ahead and open up this one since they are really the same thing. Just the one comes with the holster and the other one does not. You can tell obviously these do come in different colors. In this case, this one's red and this one's blue. Pretty obvious there. So let's go ahead and open this up. Again, very easy to open up. There we go. So here is the Dielect right here. There's a little lever that you can pop up to get the case out. Take the insert off here. And this is definitely right between a medium and a high level protection here. You can see it is made of 2 layers. If I can manage to separate it here. There we go. So it is made of 2 layers, a hard plastic on the outside, and this also has the kickstand on it, and then a softer inner layer. We'll go ahead and try and put this guy on here and see how it goes. So of course that inner layer goes on just fine, no problems. It's a little bit difficult to get the rubber or the plastic outer case off, which is usually a good thing. You want a good nice tight hold, but we'll see if it's going to be a little difficult to get this guy back on. Same process there. Sometimes these things aren't necessarily made to come apart, so let's try that. Let's try putting this guy back together and try putting it in that way. There you go. That's much easier. So you can certainly separate it, but as you saw from my struggles, it's a little bit easier just to leave it together in the plastic, the hard outer plastic shell there. So there's your kickstand. It works pretty well. It's got a little bit of a magnetic snap to it. Plenty of room on the back for the fingerprint reader to work. And I really like these extra bumpers here on the corner. I think that would, I'm certainly no engineer, but I would think that would help a little bit dropping on those corners. Doesn't give any problems to my my screen protector. The buttons are all lined up properly and all seem to work very well. Yep, no problems with any of those buttons. Unfortunately, the Bixby button still works. Plenty of room down here on the bottom for the openings down here. Lots of room for the headphone jack, which I like to see. So there you go. Let's also take a look at the holster. So here's the holster here. And let's see, we've got a couple of different buttons here. Allows you to change the direction a little bit. And then to just snap it in there, just like that. Seems to hold that in there pretty well. I've never been a big holster guy myself, but if you're looking for one, this certainly seems like a pretty solid holster to me. A lot of times people like to put these in that way to protect the screen. It fits both directions. Very nice. I like this case a lot. Feels good. It's got a nice kind of soft texture on the back. Plenty of space for the openings on the bottom, top, and for the camera and the other items back there. Doesn't affect my screen protector at all. Looks like it would give some real good protection. So this is definitely something that I would recommend if you're someone who drops their phone a lot, like I am. And the holster is nice if you don't like putting it in your pocket and or doesn't fit in your pocket. So definitely very nice case. I like this one as well. All right, so now we're going to take a look at the Surface with kickstand and holster. So we'll go ahead and go with this one. And again, you can tell that there's multiple colors that these guys come in. In this case, we got kind of a gold and then a black. Let's go ahead and just take a look at this guy so we can look at the holster as well. Again, I love these cases. Very easy to open. And relatively easy to get these guys out. So here is the case here, and you can tell there is a number of pieces to this guy. I'll take the insert out. There's a soft inner layer here. We'll go ahead and throw that on. Everything lines up well. And then there is a hard outer layer, which seems to just kind of slide on. We'll slide it on down here on the bottom as well. So there you go. Plenty of space on the back for fingerprint reader, heart rate sensor, camera. Plenty of space down on the bottom for the different openings. We have a kickstand again here. There we go. Ooh, it holds pretty good. That's pretty good actually. Doesn't flop open by itself. There you go. Magnetic, holds it in there nice and tight. And there's little openings on the side for the buttons so that you're going right down to the rubber inner layer for the buttons, and they all seem to function just fine. Plenty of room on the back so I can get to the fingerprint reader just good. And all these buttons, of course, work very well. This is a little bit lower on the protection level than the Dielect was. Yes, than the Dielect. But it's still a very nice case. It doesn't add very much bulk at all to the phone, so it seems to fit pretty tightly. No problems. Doesn't cause any problems with the screen protector again. So here's the holster for this guy. It's got a little bit of felt back here to keep it from messing up your phone in any way. Let's go ahead and put this on here. Of course, just like with the other one we looked at, you can put it on with the face out, or like so. And this is generally how most people are gonna have that, but you just never know. So everybody's got their own preference. And that's it. Pretty straightforward. Decent holster. Opens up wide enough. Locks in pretty tight. Guy isn't falling out of there. So there are the really the 3 different types of cases there that we got from Seidio. We had the Surface with kickstand and holster. We had the Optics, the Dialects with kickstand and Dialects with holster. All very nice. They all fit very well. They all seem to have a lot of space down on the bottom for the openings. 3 different levels of protection, really. This one being the medium. The Optics is the sort of the lower end for protection, and the Dialects I would say would be the top of the line for that. You're going to get the most protection out of that guy. So all of them very good though. You can find them all on Amazon, and you can also find them at Seidio's website as well as many other places. Thanks again for joining us here at Hyperdog Digital. I really enjoyed all these cases, and I'd highly recommend any of them depending on what you're looking for. Thanks again, and we'll see you next time.